So good afternoon, everyone. So we continue with topic of oblique projectile with some more numericals. Next question is something like this. And whatever it is, typically in the numerical, the figure may not be given. So I have just drawn the figure, and it's not too difficult. The projectile is fired from height h. So it is fired from a tower of height h. So this is one question where it is not a projectile on the horizontal ground. It is not on it, but this is something is fired from a height. Angular inclination is theta. It takes time to reach maximum height t here, but reach maximum height h. It takes time t, and it takes further time t to hit the ground. Then we have to find the ratio h by capital H. So again, so this is something like a typical work session. So all of you can try and let me ask them. So Tejas, tell me, how did you solve this question?
Yes, sir. First, what we understand is it takes time to reach maximum height h, right, sir?
Yes.
So to complete that, from that point, it takes another time 2t to hit the ground. So
No, it's okay. So
yeah.
time t it reaches here. So time t from here to here, and from here to here, it takes further time. Okay?
Yes, sir. And to come at the same height of the building, which will take another time t, sir.
Okay.
So
So basically, what he is starting from here. So from you are looking at its fall from the highest point. When you start falling here,
yeah.
it would have come to this point here, which is the same height in time t. And
Yes,
if I take this as 0, time t it would have taken here, and from here it has taken time t. Okay, fine.
time
Okay.
t, sir. So it in time t it falls to a height small h, and in another time t it comes to a height capital H, sir.
Okay.
So using the formulas, we can get the relation between them.
What is the relationship you are getting?
I'm getting 1, sir. Is that right?
No, that's not correct. It is not traveling the same speed.
Oh yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, so there's something wrong. So, Vignesh, what is your thought?
Sir, like first, I didn't get I got the same answer. I think I did the same mistake, sir.
Same mistake. No, so you have to be careful about it. Okay, let's go through it. Let's projectile fired from a height. Let's see how do we solve such question. See, in this question, is a horizontal direction motion anywhere relevant here? We are talking only when you're talking about height and time. Actually, we are looking at only along what is happening in along y-axis or vertical direction. Okay, so time relates to motion only along vertical direction. So let's try and understand. Let's only focus on the vertical direction motion. If I convert only into vertical direction motion, it is like this. It becomes like a vertical projectile. The vertical projectile I fired from this height h. It takes time t to reach here. Okay, and from here it takes time 2t. The question is, if in 2t time, whatever distance it travels in time t, how much vertical distance will travel in twice that time? See, I hope first of all, I think you all understand here. Time relates to motion. Whenever we talk about time, it is related to vertical motion in vertical direction. So from here, just understand here, it has moved like this. So from here to here, time t. It means if I take this time t is equal to 0, starting from the top point, again it will fall a distance equal to capital H in time t. So what statement I can write? In time capital T, it fall a distance capital H. In time 2 capital T, it will fall a distance capital S plus small h. Are these two quantities related? If the time becomes double, it will fall by distance 4 times the time it falls in time t. Because here, the fall here is 1 by 2 gt square. So it will reach this point in time t, this point in 2t. So if whatever distance this one is compared to this distance will be 4 times. So if I understand that part, that becomes very easy to solve. That's what it is. So it takes time t to rise to maximum height h, which implies it will fall by height h in t second from the highest point. This is fairly simple. I hope all of you understand this point here. And height, it will fall from a highest point in 2t. Almost if it falls height h in time t, in capital time 2t, it will fall by a height of 4 times of that. Why it is 4 times? I hope this point is clear. From highest point, velocity becomes 0, and displacement is 1 by 2 gt square. It is proportional to square of the time. And this 4h, what is this 4h equal to? And this h is equal to capital H plus small h, which gives you the relationship. Is this understood?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got it.
Huh? And you notice every time, and this is something common thing, what unless we break down problem into right component, it becomes a little tricky to solve. And once we start understanding, whenever time, this question has only thing related to what is happening in vertical direction. No one is asking what the range is. The question becomes the range also. If this distance is r, what would this distance be? Of course, the distance also is traveling twice as distance. Distance will be 2r. Because in horizontal direction, it keeps traveling in the constant speed. Okay, so what will happen in terms of range? If this projectile had a range of r naught on a horizontal ground, because it is fired from this particular height, and if it is taking this much time here, its range will become equal to 3r naught by 2. That's a different thing. That's in the range. When then we are talking about motion in the horizontal direction as well. Okay, so next one. This is relatively simple. I think most of you should be able to get it in about a minute's time, less than a minute. A projectile is thrown. And figure I have drawn in most cases, actually figures should not be there. Then you should be able to draw the figure on your own. But for the sake of saving time, most cases I have drawn the figure. Is velocity v, angle theta from the horizontal. It just crosses the top of two poles. These are the 2 poles here. Both are at the same height h. So at 1 second it crosses first pole, and others at time t is equal to 3 seconds. Where is the time measured from? Time is measured from the instance it is projected. Okay, so what is the time of flight of the projectile from this information? Can we easily figure out what is the time of flight? Can we find time of flight here? Advait, can you find time of flight here? What does time of flight mean?
The time that it takes from
To reach which point here on the figure? Huh?
From the point where it is projected to the point where it lands.
This is. So we need to find at what time it will land here. So what we know, it reaches this point in 1 second. It reaches at t is equal to 3 seconds. It means right from here to here, it has taken 3 seconds. So to find this time, all I need to add the time it takes to travel from here to here. Can you tell me what is the time it will take from travel from here to here? Advait, can you think of what time will it take after crossing this pole? From this point to this point, how much time it will take? Is there anywhere else in the figure this information is given? Okay, let me ask in a different way. It has taken from here to here, it has taken 1 second to reach the same height. This also is at the same height. How much time should it take to reach from here to here? Again, it should take only 1 second. Again, in this case also is related to, say in this case also, whatever time, if this point is at the same height, again, if I look at motion in vertical direction, okay, so times are related to height. So again, analyze as vertical projectile. So Anil, if you analyze as vertical projectile, it becomes a little simpler. If I look at vertical motion only in the vertical direction, so it is projected, it reaches a height h at time 1 second. And again, it passes through the point at height h at 3 seconds. So we need to calculate from here to here how much time it will take to fall. It will take same time it has taken to rise from this point to this point. It has taken 1 second to rise from here to here. So it will from here to here, it will take 1 second to fall. So it will hit the floor at time t is equal to 3 seconds. Sorry, t is equal to 1 more second we have, t is equal to 4 seconds. So what is time of flight? Time of flight is 4 seconds. Otherwise, is this understood or still too little unclear?
Got it, sir.
Huh? What did you miss out earlier? The previous case also we did same thing. Whenever we talk about time of flight, we need to look at 3 quantities: uy, time of flight, and maximum height. They are interrelated. And you should have easily got this point. The moment I understand based on this information, and what is important for here, both have to be same height. Then only this point here, this point also y coordinate, and this point also y coordinate are similar. So if I look only in vertical direction motion, so it passes through this point at 1 second. Again, it passes through point at this 3 seconds. Again, it comes back to the same point here. The heights are same. So y coordinates are same. So whatever time between 2 points, whatever time it takes in upward journey, same 2 points in the downward journey also will take the same time. So from here to here 1 second, from here to here 1 second. So time will be equal to 4 seconds. Dhanshri?
Yes, sir.
Was it easy or no?
Yes, sir, it was easy.
Easy. So this is something. So once you figure out, so later on we can add some more variations of the question. So from position t equal to 3 seconds, it will take further 1 second to fall down as the same time taken in the upward direction. So total time of t is equal to 4 seconds. This is how we could have analyzed it. Now, if I add some more question, Dhanshi, can you tell me what is the maximum height it will reach? So this question, I would have given something like this. Rather than asking time of flight, we can also ask what is the maximum height it will reach. Can you tell me what is the maximum height it will reach? Dhanshi, can you tell me what is the maximum height it will reach here?
And sir, at t is equal to 2 seconds, it would reach the maximum height.
So t is equal to 2 seconds, it will reach maximum height. So can you tell me what will the maximum height? How do you calculate maximum height? So what is t is equal to 2 seconds equivalent to? Do we know some standard term to define this?
It is time of ascent, let's say.
Time of ascent. So this is something what has to be. So if I know time of ascent is related to what? It is related to y component of velocity. It is related to y. So if it has taken 2 seconds to reach the maximum height, what has to be value of uy for it to take only 2 seconds? This has to be 20 meters. So vertical component of velocity has to be 20. If vertical component of velocity is 20, what is the maximum height it will rise? Once we have time of ascent, we can find uy or we can find out maximum height. So maximum height, this is 20 meters per second. The average speed is 10 into 20. So this height will be equal to 20 meters. And we can also answer the what is the height of the pole. Once we have this question, height of the pole also can be given. You add one more variation here. If I add here, if theta is equal to 53 degree, add one more information here. This angle of projection here was theta is equal to 53 degree. Can we tell what is the distance between poles? If theta is equal to 53 degree, we have worked out ui is equal to 20. Can we figure out what is the distance between the poles? What is the pole? One pole is here, other pole is here. So can we figure out what the distance is? How do you figure out what the distance be? Can someone tell what x will be equal to what? Can I express x in terms of some known parameters?
ux into 2.
Ux into 2. Very good. It will be ux into 2. And how would I find ux now? This angle is given, ui is known. I can find out ux now. So basically, for 1053 will be equal to ui by ux. I can find ux and I can find. So once we understand that this information gives you time of flight, from time of flight, I can find out ui value. I can find out maximum height. And if angle of projection is given, ux also can be found out. So other things also can be found out. How far the poles were kept from the point of projection. All such variations of questions can be solved. So only once this key point are understood, the number of questions we can frame based on this. And all questions can be easily answered. Okay. Next question. It's even simpler question. So again, take a minute and all of you try and solve. In this case, if at all we have to use, this is the, so if we have to use there, we can solve using basic approach and we can also use trajectory formula. So, okay, let's do that. So what we have solved here. So height will be equal to y coordinate of projectile corresponding to x coordinate be equal to 10 meters. That's what is given. So point of projection becomes my origin here. This is x coordinate and this is y coordinate. So any point on the projectile motion must satisfy this equation. So value of x coordinate is given 10 and h is nothing but the y coordinate. Yeah, and so if y coordinate is movement and if, okay, and then we can easily solve. We can do the height of it. At what height this will hit. Okay, and then we can easily calculate using trajectory equation. We can, all values are known. Okay, theta is known, u is known, and all x value is known. We can find y, or you can solve using basic approach also. Next question. Number of ways. See what has happened. It has taken from here to here. It has taken 7 seconds. And during 7 seconds, it has been traveling in x direction at least. It has been traveling at a constant speed. And what is the distance to travel? In 7 seconds, it has taken 105 meters. It has traveled. It means what is the speed which is constant here? So what is the speed here? This itself gives me ux value. What is r? Straight away I could use r is nothing but distance traveled along x-axis in time t. That's r. And what is the distance it travels if there's no acceleration, ux into t, which gives you ux is equal to, that's one way. I'm telling this even shorter way than this also. It gives me value of ux is equal to 15 meter per second. And moment time of flight is known, if time of flight is known, I can find out uy. So it means it will, time of ascent is 3.5 seconds. If time of ascent is 3.5 seconds, ui has to be 35 meters. 35 meter per second. I can find those two. And since I have to find displacement, I'll have, if I use a long method, what I'm explaining right now is a longer method. So first, based on the information given, we find out ux. When you find ui, I can find out x coordinate is position at t is equal to, what does 4th second of motion means? Motion from t is equal to 3 seconds to t is equal to 4 seconds. So we can calculate x coordinate at t is equal to 3 seconds, which will be 45 meter, and y coordinate at t, x coordinate at t is equal to 4 seconds, which will be 60 meter. And we can also calculate y coordinates, and we can calculate displacement. And you'll notice here y coordinates will come equal. Why would y coordinates come equal here? Even before solving also, I can figure out y coordinate at t is equal to 3 seconds is equal to y coordinate is t is equal to 4 seconds. So basically, I could have calculated for calculation displacement, I would have calculated x1, y1, and we could have calculated x2, y2 corresponding to time 3 seconds and 4 seconds. And then when we have this displacement, I can calculate displacement. But x1 and x2 are easy to calculate, but y1 will be equal to y2. Can someone tell me why would y1 be equal to y2?
They're symmetric about 3.5 seconds.
Yes, they are symmetric about 3.5 seconds. So it's whatever distance rises in half a second, same distance it will fall. So when we talk about displacement, so displacement will not have any y component. Displacement will only be along x direction. If the displacement is only along x direction, I don't even have to worry about y component of velocity. So in 1 second, displacement will be equal to ux. And what is ux here? Ux I have easily calculated from here 15 meter. And in 1 second, will travel 15 meter. Answer is 15 meter. Bhageshri, have you followed?
Yes, sir.
Can you explain what have you understood?
Yes, sir. The speed at the speed in the y direction is equal at t is equal to 3 and 3 is equal to 4 because it's symmetrical.
Okay.
So we can find the values of x1 and x2.
Wait, what is symmetrical? And speeds are not equal. At t is equal to 3 seconds and t is equal to 4 seconds, y coordinates are equal. Why are y coordinates equal at 3 is equal to 3 seconds and 4 seconds?
It's symmetrical about the
so highest point of any projectile when we fire, if the projectile reaches highest point at time t naught, so if whatever y coordinate it has at t naught minus t, that is last t second of ascent, same distance will fall in t second of descent, something like this. So y coordinates are equal, only x coordinate will change. So I have to only calculate displacement along x-axis in 4th second, which is simply equal to, is a constant velocity. We can easily find an answer. Okay. Good. I hope all of you followed displacement question at t. So if at all we have to think of, I would have started thinking displacement is, we have to find position at t is equal to 4 minus position of the projectile at t is equal to 3. If I analyze properly, if this is a circuitous method without pen to paper, there's a way of solving. I hope most of you have followed this point here. Okay, displacement delta y is equal to 0 and displacement is equal to ux, right? And using this range formula. Okay, 15 meter answer. Next question. So actually we have drawn the figure also. This is something like this. And again, if we look from both x-axis and y-axis, what is happening? See, if you look at from both ways, it has had a displacement of 40 meter in 2 seconds. This is 40. And it had a displacement of 50 meter in y direction. And this information given, that's what t is equal to 2 seconds mean. Okay, and since if it had a displacement of 40 meter in 2 seconds in x direction, it easily gives you value of ux, which is equal to 20 meter per second. Only thing, if now it becomes a question of vertical projectile. For what has to be velocity of projection, so that in 2 seconds it has a displacement of 50 meters. Is it easy to calculate? What has to be initial speed of projection, so that displacement in y direction or its displacement is 50 meters in 2 seconds. That's the one way I can solve. The second way of solving the question would be, okay, average velocity has to be 25 and has to vary by 20. Okay, we can solve both ways. Let's look at this. So before we start solving, some of you might have thought of using trajectory equation. Can we use trajectory equation here? Yes or no? And why no? Can we use trajectory equation to find angle of projection? Anybody? Can we use trajectory equation here? Because if we use trajectory equation, trajectory equation has two unknowns, u and theta. So if x and y coordinates are given, trajectory equation has two unknowns, and in fact, there's several combinations of u and theta are possible so that the particle passes through the same point. So trajectory equation does not give a unique solution. So trajectory equation won't work. You think of the trajectory equation also. Even if yx is given, as per the information given in the question, there are two unknowns. What are two unknowns? U and theta. Trajectory equation will not work. So when we look at x-axis, if we work along x-axis, we break it down into two parts. Displacement is 40 meters in 2 seconds. Ux is equal to 20 meters per second. Then along y-axis, what is displacement along y-axis? Y-axis equal to you use simple equation of displacement. S is equal to ut plus 1 by 2 at square. We apply this equation in y direction. Assume that initial speed of projection is uy into t minus 1 by 2 g is 5 into t square. That gives you value of ui. And once we get ui, which we can find, ui is 35. So tan theta is equal to ui by ux. Okay, so that is how we can step by step we can easily solve this question as well. Next question. This question is a past mains question. I think some of the mains question also I have included. You may find similar questions in your mains archive also. And this is and you will find this way this question solved in different way. So I'll solve in a very different way. Let's see how do we go about solving this question. Pretty easy, something similar what we had done. Okay, so let's look at this question. So what we understood, if I call this point as A, let me mark this so that our understanding is clear. This highest point is B. It will reach highest point in time t. That's what is given here. From here to it is time t. And I had marked another point C here. So what is the time, at what time it will reach C? It will reach C at time 2t. Whatever it has taken time t to go up, again it will fall down by same distance in time t, and nt it reaches here. So it means in terms of all such question, why we take top point as a reference? Because if I take top point as reference, initial velocity at the top point becomes 0, and hence the displacement becomes proportional to square of the time. So let me look at from B to C what has happened. B to C, what is the time for which it has fallen? It has fallen for time t. It has fallen a distance h. So I am going to use the condition displacement fallen from a state of rest is proportional to square of time. This is what I am going to use. One, I am going to see from B to C. From B to C, the time taken is t, and from this point is on the ground is d. From B to D, how much time B to D? This time is t, and this time is nt. So time taken is n minus 1 t. So I'll use this condition here. Displacements are proportional to square of the time, and that becomes very easy. So time taken to fall at distance h is equal to t. Time fallen in time n minus 1 t will equal to n minus 1 square times h, and n minus 1 square times h is equal to h plus capital H. H is the maximum height. I'm solving everything in h. I know the final answer is in u. What we can always do, h is equal to nothing but u square by 2g. So once I have this equation, I simplify this equation, and in this equation, in place of h, I substitute u square by 2g. I get my answer. Any difficulty in this, Tejas? Where were you going wrong? What is the difficult part here?
I forgot about displacement directly proportional to t squared. I didn't get that.
And why are we using that one? Because this will happen only when we start from a point where it's state of rest.
Maximum height. Yes, sir.
That's why we always go to the top point. I prefer this point here because this equation becomes much simpler. So if I have all points are clear, if I demarcate these are the important points of motion, it's easy to notice this is 0 time, this is t time, this is 2t, and this is nt. If we start from here to here, it has taken time 2t minus t, which is capital T, and from here to here it has taken n minus 1t. So I could have written this equation also. If you want another way, I could have written b to t divided by b to c. Thus the displacement will be proportional to corresponding square of the time. Displacement is square of the time. So b to d time is n minus 1 into t whole square, and this will be proportional to t square. And what is bd? We substitute. That's what I've written. And we simplify, you very easily get your answer.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Got it.
Right. So again, I think that I'll stop here. We have next class coming up, and I think a few questions are left.